So, it would appear as though Monica Rial, Ron Toye, and pretty much all of Funimation just can't stop shooting themselves in the foot. They can't stop shooting themselves in the foot, and this one's quite a big oof on Monica's part. So let's roll that intro and let's get into it.
Let's go.
So Monica Rial essentially lied under oath. She, if you guys don't remember, back before any of these depositions were happening, she basically came out and she said she told her grand story, and everyone was believing her about it. Well, it turns out that her key witness, which she talked about under oath during her deposition, which, by the way, I'll leave a link in the description below, to her deposition. It's on Nick Ricada's channel, so that you guys can go check it out. But her main witness was someone by the name of Stan Dolan, and according to Nick, again, I haven't been able to verify this because I've been blocked for months now, but evidently she's told this story 3 or 4 separate times, and the way that Stan comes into it is different each time. But there was a affidavit that was recently published, and I'm just gonna read to you a little snippet of it. It should be somewhere on screen. I haven't really decided where to put it yet, but on this day, Stanley Charles Dolan Jr., personally known to me to be the affiant herein, appeared before me, and after being sworn according to law on his oath, deposed and said as follows. Number 1. My name is Stanley Charles Dolan Jr., and I reside in DeKalb County, Georgia. I am over the age of 18 years and competent to make this affidavit. I have personal knowledge of the facts said in this affidavit, and these facts are true and correct. I have read Monica Rial's response to interrogatory number 4, contained in Monica Rial's amended objections and responses to plaintiff's first interrogatories and requests for production. In cause number 141, I'll try to edit that coughing out as best I can. In the 141 District Court of Tarrant County, Texas. The response. This response is attached to my affidavit as Exhibit A. I was the owner of IzumiCon in Oklahoma City in November 2007. Monica Rial and Victor Mignogna were both guests at that convention. I have no memories of the events described in bullet point 4 of the response. If I had noticed Monica Rial being distressed leaving Victor Mignogna's room, I am certain that I would remember it. Let's read that again. If I had noticed Monica Rial being distressed leaving Victor Mignogna's room, I am certain that I would remember it. Yeah. In subsequent years, I invited Monica Rial and Victor Mignogna back to my conventions several times. I would never have done this if I had been informed of any problems between Monica Rial and Victor Mignogna. Now, the reason why I'm not showing you guys Exhibit A is because I haven't been able to track down the full version of this document. I was only able to grab this little snippet here, but basically, what Monica claimed was that, and again, she says it during her deposition under oath, as well as in her original story that she posted on I think it was on her Facebook page. But I know it was reported on by some of the other tubers, I think. But yeah, so Monica basically claimed that during a convention in 2007, Vic had invited her up to his room, and to show her something, a video of some kind, I think it was. And basically, she alleges that during that after the video, Vic forcibly kissed her, pushed her onto the bed, and did all these awful things to her, and that she was distressed about it. And this guy Stan apparently shows up after the fact. He shows up after the fact and knocks on the door, and that's what causes Vic to get up off of her and stuff like that. But again, Nick has basically said that she's told this story now 3 or 4 separate times, and the way that Stan enters the picture is different each time. But again, none of those things matter, none of those instances matter when the witness in question discredits the whole thing. So yeah, um, Rial basically lied under oath to the general public. She committed perjury, essentially. Um, and yeah, if you guys want to know my quick thoughts on the depositions as well, I wasn't able to cover them on my channel, because I was away. I was out of state for a couple weeks, visiting in-laws. But I did cover them on my Twitter. But I think while I was also out of state, I got something. I picked something up because it was really dry where we were. But anyway, so where do I begin with this? So Toye's deposition, I was laughing pretty much the entire time because Toye's response to every question was basically, I do not recall. In fact, there's actually been a soundtrack released by Supergirl. I'll try to post a link to that in the description as well, because it's just so funny. It's so funny. And you can't say it's harassment because it's transformative material. But anyway. So yeah, that's Toye's deposition. There wasn't really anything gained from it. It was just kind of an entertaining watch, to be honest. Rial's deposition was very interesting. It was very fascinating, hearing what she had to say, for the most part. And, basically, it was really fascinating what she had to say, but a lot of it was falsehoods. A lot of it was, mainly by crocodile tears and stuff like that. In fact, there's actually a moment where she tries to cry and it fails miserably in front of the camera. In front of the friggin' camera. Oh my gosh. And then, when it comes to Vic's deposition, his deposition, well, first of all, it was released in 4 separate parts by Nick. Mostly because Vic had the longest deposition out of any of the other guys. I think his was like 6 hours. And I finally got through watching part 4 last night. But Vic's deposition was very telling. It was very telling, and it was very emotional. It was very emotional, and I gotta be honest, I was tearing up. I was tearing up during several points of that. Again, I'm gonna leave the links to them all in the description below. At least the first couple of parts. And then from there, you guys should be able to find the other parts on your own. Just because of how YouTube's algorithm works. But yeah, so it was very telling, it was very, emotional, and something interesting that I want to point out is that when you watch Monica's deposition and when you watch Vic's, there's a clear difference in the emotion. Because with Vic, it actually takes him several minutes before he stops sobbing. And on top of that, you can tell that it's emotional. He's really emotional about this. He's very... I don't really want to say angry, but he's very sad about this. In fact, he states during the deposition that he didn't want any of this to happen. He didn't want it to get this far. And that he thought it would just, kind of peter out, like it always does. But then that's when the social media thing started and everything. And he goes over it in the deposition, so I'm not gonna, repeat what he says. But, yeah, so, I mean, at this point, I just really feel for the guy. I feel like he's been dealt a really bad hand. Well, obviously he has, but I just feel like he needs us to keep supporting him, I think. He needs more support. Because if it weren't for the GoFundMe, and if it weren't for the fans clamoring for him, I don't think... I mean... I don't really know. I feel like the case would still be going as it is, most likely, but it wouldn't have nearly as much coverage on it, and it wouldn't be nearly as massive as it is for this. And stuff like that. But yeah, guys. So if you stand with Vic in this situation, go on ahead and smash that. Go on ahead and smash that subscribe button. Follow me on Twitter as well. It's going to be in the description below. Like I said before, I gave my thoughts on the depositions, like rather in-depth thoughts on the depositions, on my Twitter page. So go on ahead and follow me over there, and you can see them if you want. But yeah. So also, if you guys want to, if you guys feel that it deserves it, give this video a thumbs up. It really helps the channel out. And you can also support me on Patreon if you want for as little as $1 a month. Something I forgot to mention, I'm getting really bad at this. Since I met the because I met my $1 a month patron goal, I'm gonna be doing a series of videos in which I go in depth on my reviewing process. And I realized I already did a bigger video detailing the reviewing process, but I don't feel like that was in depth as I should have been. Really, because for the most part, I think it was done via live stream. I can't exactly remember, but I mean, it wasn't really that professional as far as I'm concerned. So I'd like the opportunity to redo it. And that's also a I don't really know what you would how you would describe it in Patreon terms, but that was a promise that I made if I reached that goal, and I did. So I'm still figuring out rewards and stuff like that to give out, but rest assured, rewards will be coming. I'm still trying to figure out what those are gonna be, and stuff. But yeah, so again, if you want to donate, feel free. The link will be in the description below. Again, it's as little as $1 a month. Will help this channel. Will help keep this channel independent, and will help it grow. So yeah, again, thank you so much for watching, and God bless. See ya.